I finally did it. I just did something in crypto that I haven't done for a very long time. And to be honest, it doesn't feel good doing it. So why do it? I did it because of a number of very well-timed crypto news articles. I did it because the sentiment in crypto is getting worse and worse by the day. I did it because I've read endless amounts of macro data, read the crypto charts, and to be honest, there is no signal I've seen that is clear as what I see now. And all at a key time where something major has just shifted, something major has just changed in the markets that we haven't seen take place for years. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and why I've done it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's get on with it. Now guys, before I dive into those incredibly well-timed crypto news articles and why they made me make this decision, as well as what that decision is, just a quick disclaimer. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. If you wish to buy or sell crypto, you should understand that it's risky and you can lose money, so don't risk money that you can't afford to lose, and always do your own research before investing in anything. Oh, we got that out of the way. Let's crack on with it. Now guys, if you look back to the end of last week and over the weekend, some pretty crazy stuff was going on in global markets. Most importantly for us in crypto. And right now, things are looking pretty painful. Okay, we had Bitcoin come down and hit a level that it hasn't hit since all the way back in April of 2025, when we had that tariff crash, if you can think back that far. Now, in hindsight, that turned out to be a perfect buying opportunity. But at the time, the sentiment was bad in the market, but nothing like it is right now. So what's the difference? Well, this time, price obviously came down from around 126k rather than just 108, 109k, and it took a lot longer to do it, creating a lot more pain and fear. On top of that, that happened at the start of 2025, which was the year after the US election. Historically, it had been a time where we saw bull market tops. Right now is the year after that year. Typically in the past, what we saw as a bear market year. And this has left many people out the market already. Partly because of two things. There was never euphoria and excitement at the top like there was perhaps back in early January when Trump launched his meme coin and other things, but partly because of all the other factors at play. Fatigue, 4-year cycle theory, etc. Now, the sentiment is different right now. It's gone from apathy and pain and whatever to suddenly like excitement and hype because many bears have got out the market and are happy to have got out the market and are telling everyone why they're happy. Any bearish content right now is getting all the likes and all the views, whereas all the bullish content is getting a ton of hate. As you know, I've been bullish for months, and if you look down below in the comments, I'm probably getting roasted as we speak by someone who's bearish and happy to be bearish. Now, this sentiment, to me, is a bit of a signal as to something that's going on. But the trigger for me to actually go and act on this took a little bit of time, because yes, sentiment's been horrendous, but it was one major article, one news article that switched my thinking completely on its head. But before we get into what that article was and why it changed my mind, what did I decide to do? Now, if you're subscribed to the House of Crypto or you follow me over on X, Peter_THOC, you'll realize something. I am an investor. I am not a trader. I like to buy and hold crypto for a very long period of time and try and sell at highs if possible. There's a good reason for this. Day trading is incredibly risky and very, very difficult. It's something that many people can't really do, even if they say they can do it. Because not only is it relatively difficult to read charts accurately, but it's incredibly difficult to manage emotion. And that for me is a problem because I have a lot of other things I want to work on, not just making videos for House of Crypto, but building my AI data pipeline called Perceptron. So if I'm stressed all the time worrying about trades, I can't focus on the things that are actually important to me. But now and then comes an opportunity that I think is just so obvious, so perfect, that it makes me want to get into some trades. Now, if you're following me on X, you'll know what these trades are because I posted this just yesterday. So make sure you follow me over there if you want to keep up to date exactly with what I do when I do it. Now, I open trades over the weekend, not just once, over the weekend. I opened some short trades and I opened some long trades. Now, to spoil the excitement, I shorted gold and silver, okay, and then I went long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And here you can see those trades, okay, just to show you that I'm not hiding anything. You can see the gold's in profits. You can see Ethereum currently around 10k down. Okay, now this isn't show you like the amounts or anything like that. I don't believe that day trading is particularly a good idea for anyone. It's incredibly risky and difficult. If you want to do it, make sure you learn carefully for like 6 months or so at least without using any money before you kind of really get into it. But I just wanted to show you that I'm actually not just saying stuff. Okay, I'm actually doing it here, and this is just my proof that I'm doing it based on what I'm going to show you now. Now, there was a trigger last week that completely flipped in my mind, and it was this. Last week, if you can think back, myself and many other people were talking about gold and silver because gold and silver had been rallying like absolute crazy, which was kind of interesting. And it made a lot of sense, right? You had the economy looking a little bit shaky. You had a new Federal Reserve chair coming in. You had kind of interest rates still relatively high. You had lots of fear kind of going around the market, talk of stuff to panic about, etc. And then I saw it. On Thursday of last week, USDT, or Tether, one of the world's biggest cryptocurrencies, a stablecoin, announced something. They were buying gold, literally tons a week in gold. Now, how are they doing it? Well, when you buy USDT, you give them $1 for your USDT. Now, they can use that money to either keep as dollars, which they probably should, or they can invest in things like Bitcoin, or Ethereum, or gold, or silver. Now, interestingly, this came on Thursday. And why is that so interesting? Well, if you can think all the way back to Thursday, it was here. Okay, this was gold. It went up like crazy, and on Thursday, it fell a little bit, came back up, and then on the day after, it dumped pretty hard. Incredibly hard, really, for an asset of that size, okay? This is trillions of dollars literally liquidated. More than the entire crypto market was liquidated in a single day or two. And even more noticeably, silver, which had been rallying even more rapidly, fell a massive 30 or 40%, which is even bigger, which is a pretty big day, even in the world of crypto. So why on earth did every news channel, I'm talking Reuters, I'm talking CoinDesk, I'm talking Yahoo Finance, I'm talking The Block, CoinMarketCap, every single news article tell me to start thinking about using money that I had in crypto to start buying gold at around the top? Well, if you were in crypto back in 2021, you probably realized something shady happened then too. Bitcoin was around $69,000 when JP Morgan told you it was going to 150k, when Citibank told you it was going to 300k, when other people out there like Cathie Woods and many others were saying it's going to go to $1 million. And lo and behold, it didn't, did it? It came straight down 2 or 3 days after. So why was that happening? Well, in theory, because of 2 reasons here. One, because this was probably, let's be honest, the top for silver. Now, in order for you as a big bank or anyone to liquidate billions of dollars of silver that you bought down in this zone and probably continue to buy up here, you need to convince people that they need to keep buying. And since the price is already getting people excited, you add media, smoke, and excitement to the hype. Get people to be really, really hyped. This then causes people to keep buying at the tops to provide the liquidity for the people who want to sell. Remember, the sentiment was absolutely bonkers for silver and gold. Just at the end of last week, everyone was bullish. Everyone was holding for like $500 silver, for $12,000 an ounce gold. Everyone was absolutely bullish AF. Whereas right now, everyone is bearish as hell on crypto. Right? Now, while everyone's talking about the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin and USD, let's talk about the cycle between Bitcoin and gold a minute, because this is actually lining up quite nicely with what's just kind of happened, right? Now, over the past few years, Bitcoin versus gold has also gone through various bull markets and bear markets. These tend to be pretty volatile because both Bitcoin and gold are very volatile assets. And as you can see, in the first kind of Bitcoin bull market, you can see that the bear market lasted around 51 weeks. The second bull market finished for Bitcoin, and then the bear market lasted 52 weeks. And then, more recently, it's taken 57 weeks from the kind of the high of Bitcoin versus gold to current level. Now, the current level is very significant because it comes in line with the previous top back in November. It then falls in line with these kind of areas of resistance here, areas of support, and also this kind of uptrend, which you can see has been kind of supporting Bitcoin versus gold over time. Now, it does look like it's basically taking a bit of a bounce here, especially after gold dumped off the face of a cliff on Friday, and Bitcoin seems to be somewhere near its kind of local bottom. So here's what I think is going on. The whales still are accumulating in record numbers. Smart money continues to accumulate Bitcoin and ETH in record numbers, but the price keeps going down. So obviously that's BS, right? What's going on? Well, in order for them to be able to buy nice and cheap, they need to convince everyone that they need to be bearish. And everybody right now is pretty much bearish. Okay, the market has been decimated. Why wouldn't you feel bearish? This is horrible, okay? Not only does it look horrible, but we had a 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle finished. Everything looks perfect for a bear market. Everything looks very much like the end of the last bull market, right? Everything, apart from 1, the sentiment, and 2, the macro currents, the underlying macro currents. So not only is this news article, I believe, designed to get people out of crypto, somewhere in and around this zone, and push them towards gold and silver, somewhere in and around the tops, but the sentiment is horrible. If you go and look at kind of this video, everyone's throwing so much anger and hatred towards us right now. I don't feel sorry for myself, it's just the way the market is. Okay, not only are people angry and sad because market comes down and people lose money, but in addition to that, people are angry because it threatens having sold crypto. They don't want the price to come back up, because if you sold and you're sidelined right now, that is your biggest fear. And by talking about anything potentially bullish, it creates massive amounts of anger and fear for those people that are bearish. So why was this news article dropped at such a crucial time? Not only was it dropped at the top of gold and silver, but I believe it's been dropped somewhere in and around the bottom of Bitcoin. Now, if you look back to the chart, by the way, this is a very typical thing that you see play out. in crypto over time. You can see it's happened like here, it happened here, it happened here, probably happened somewhere in around here, okay, and it happened here, where you do get kind of like a low, and then you get like another low, a second low. And to me, that does mean that there is a chance, even the slightest chance, that we break and breach below that low, okay, because that breach down there would create the ultimate kind of like fear and panic event. It's broken support, you know, everyone's going to flip bearish, everyone will open massive amounts of short positions. And I mean, even more short positions that are open right now. Look at all these short positions. There is literally billions and billions of dollars of short positions, and this is all the way to like 98k. Down here, there is like no one going long. No one wants to buy right now. No one out there is leveraged long. Remember, only people who are really using leverage are retail investors, okay? And this right now is basically showing you that retail are completely out. They don't want to be in. They are all short. They are all praying that the market goes lower and makes them tons and tons of money. And the perfect mood to catch them all offside would be this little dip. Doesn't mean it has to happen. I just kind of like feel I'm ready for it happening. And I personally make sure that my like liquidation prices are down below kind of 70k level. Okay, I'll be very, very, very shocked, to be honest, to see Bitcoin hitting down below kind of 69, 70k. Okay, being that the last top was around sort of 68, 69k. To be honest, I don't even know if that's going to happen. The amount of bearishness I'm seeing over the market probably suggests it doesn't really need to go any lower to create the sentiment that they've already managed to create. So why now? What's happened? What's the change? What's the significant shift that's happened that made me decide that using leverage and opening a Bitcoin and Ethereum long on Monday was a good choice? Now, it was this that kind of convinced me that this was the final chance, okay? One of the best kind of moves I personally could do with my own risk management, my own money, etc. Now, obviously, go and decide what you want to do. It's not down to me what you do. It never has been, okay? You must make your own decisions based on your own confidence in what you understand is going on. Now, Bitcoin, as you can see, I've drawn these green lines here on the chart. This is a monthly chart. On the bottom, you have the ISM, which is the Purchasing Managers Index from the United States. It's a really important chart when it comes to crypto. Why? This ISM basically shows you the strength of the US economy. When it's expanding or above 50, it shows you that the US is not in recession. It shows that the economy is growing. When the economy is growing, people are investing money, they're risk off, etc. And it's a good indicator to tell you the economy is strong and it's going to continue to grow, which tends to mean investments, stocks, shares, crypto tends to do better. Now, over time, it goes above and below this red line. Red line is 50, okay? And below 50, think recession, think pain for crypto. Above 50, think good times for crypto. Let me show you. Every time it's below and then breaks back above, you can see that crypto then runs into a very strong move higher, okay? This is one that happened back in 2020, okay? Below and then breaks above. Back here, you can see what March 2024. It doesn't even really get much up towards this line, and then we get it just tipping above. Now, this is the Bitcoin chart. I want you to pay attention to Bitcoin. It topped in and around March of 2024. If you think back all that time, we had AI coins popping off. We had real world assets going crazy. Okay, we had a very good time in crypto for a few months. And then all of a sudden, ISM dipped underneath again. Okay, pain comes for crypto. We get crypto in a world of pain for around 8 months. Then all of a sudden, ISM bounced strongly to the upside. Okay, what happened? We get a very strong crypto market into the end of 2024 and into early 2025. Again, we saw many altcoins doing really well. Most people probably were buying altcoins in and around that level, which is why right now many people are saying they're down 90, 95, 99% in altcoins, typically because they bought into the hype and excitement that was caused by this growth. However, since then, the ISM has basically been going down with occasional little moves towards the upside. Every time you get a move towards the upside, Bitcoin and altcoins react very positively, very quickly within a month or two of this signal. Now, right now you're looking and this blue line is here. And just yesterday, it got announced as something over 52. Now, this is a major thing because no one really thought that it was going to come in significantly over 50. Maybe get to 50, but not really 52. That's a real kind of shove in a positive direction. And it is a very positive signal for the overall economy. And on top of that, you're seeing huge amounts of money flooding in through more money printing, which has been going on over the past week or two. Right now, all the conditions have been set to have everybody out the market. Retail completely sidelined, the majority of people out the market. Remember, no one really is paying attention to crypto anymore. Most people were paying full attention back at the end of 2024. not 2025, the end of 2024 was when views were insane. I was getting like 250,000 views on a video. Right now, I'd be lucky if I get 25,000 views or 30,000 views. No one wants to watch. And of the people still watching crypto, I think maybe 95% of them are bearish. Most people are not even bullish anymore. No one wants to pay attention. Everybody's sidelined. At a very key time, a news article gets released telling people that they're going to get out of crypto, move into gold and silver when those are at all-time highs, to make sure that they basically lose a load of money in that gold and silver trade and make sure they don't have too much money to enter into crypto too early. They need to basically build up their money and get in later on. And the ISM has just pushed over 50. All of the different signals, the macro signals, are now pushing me to believe that this is the turning point, one of the key turning points. One thing as well that I've kind of noticed looking at altcoins rather than just Bitcoin is something key, something obvious showing up here, and it's the others versus Bitcoin chart. This is basically showing you altcoins versus Bitcoin. Right now, it's doing something pretty interesting, right? We've seen Bitcoin getting trashed over the past few weeks, okay? But the others, or the altcoins versus Bitcoin, really aren't looking particularly terrible. Yeah, sure, some altcoins have been absolutely hammered, but you can see that right now, others is basically looking relatively strong against Bitcoin, and is likely going to break out at some point over the next few weeks ahead. Now, this chart has basically been in free fall since back in 2022, where altcoin season of the major bull market, the altcoin season that everybody talks about, finally finished. Along the road, we had a few kind of peaks in excitement as the ISM tipped its head just above 50. Right now, we have ISM well over 50 for the first time in a very long period of time. And on top of that, you have quantitative easing coming in. You're having interest rate cuts coming. These things will fuel ISM expansion. This is what I and a number of other people believe is what we're going to see play out over this year ahead. But it's obviously difficult right now. Everybody is shouting the opposite. And ultimately, it will play out. All I've ever realized, to be honest, is that the best time to be able to get into an asset is when everybody is screaming not to be in that asset class. And the best time to get out of that asset is when everybody is screaming to get into it. Everybody was telling me that gold and silver would go higher last week. When I said it was going to go lower, people called me an idiot. Right now, everyone's calling me an idiot because I'm saying that Bitcoin and crypto are going to go higher. It's just how it is. It's difficult to be on the opposing side. Now, guys, as I said earlier, I'm not a massive trader, and I advise going and trading with significant sums of money anytime soon. However, I know that many of you will start to jump into trading and won't be able to help yourselves as the market gets hotter once more. So I've set up a free trading group where you can go and learn to trade for free without having to put in any money. It's the best way to start. Trade without any money. It's what I did for the first 6 months or so of trading. Join that Telegram group. It's linked down below in the description. It will be free to access over the next couple of days, but probably by the 5th, we'll close up that group to keep it nice and small. We have expert traders in there who've been trading over 10 years who can give you some advice and help you through on your trading journeys so that you can do it responsibly and manage your risk. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Do me a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I know lots of people will be hammering me down below, so if you've got something positive to say, perhaps you can help drown them out. Leave a comment down below. Always help the algorithm get this content out to more people. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Have a great week. I'll see you very soon in another one. Bye-bye.